Robbery, let's get into the latest news. We'll be talking Kobe Mainoo new contract. We'll be talking about Garnacho. We've also got some news on SESKO, and we're going through the interview on United stand with Ben Jacobs. So, after carrying out a series of background checks, Chelsea have no concerns over the character of Garnacho. Now they're expected to make an offer in before the end of the transfer window. That's coming in from Matt Law, I think Daily Telegraph, who again is pretty reliable. I think he will leave United, Garnacho. I think that's obvious. Again, United have the price that they want to get. Chelsea are heavily being linked. I think they're the only Premier League club showing actual interest. The Napoli talks are pretty quiet down. So, listen, I don't think he will go abroad. As I said, we know his intention is to stay in the Premier League. It's the best league. It's the most fast and dynamic league in the world. And he wants to stay here, so let's see what happens with that. I think he's confident he's going to become a top player, and listen, his exit just comes close. We're just waiting for something to be confirmed, to be honest. United will get some money for him, it'll be profit, and that could be reinvested potentially on the Benjamin SESKO stuff. So that's that, which leads me on nicely to the SESKO stuff. Manchester United, Manchester United think they have enough Premier League proven experience already in Cunha and Mbeumo, tied with previous long-term interest in SESKO, is the reason they went in for him. Manchester United are the favourites to sign SESKO, and there's a realistic chance the deal gets done. Newcastle can't be ruled out though. If they sell Isak and go for a higher bid, United would have to match that bid, or there'd be problems. SESKO's been in contact with more than one United players and think he'll be perfect in the system. Watkins, talks happened before SESKO talks, but United never saw value in Villa's offer. However, a Watkins deal isn't ruled out if SESKO falls through. So that's that. So listen, SESKO stuff, United obviously heavily interested. We got from David Ornstein yesterday that he is the priority. I think with SESKO, United want to go in and get him. Again, we're just taking our time with it, which again is something that we might not have depending on how quickly the Isak exit happens. I think you always have to keep Ollie Watkins on there as standby, and I think that's why United did have two choices, which is always good to have. I think United need to get this SESKO deal done quick. We know how much Leipzig want. You could potentially offer Højlund. I think there is, this deal can happen very, very quick. So let's see. SESKO obviously wants United. That's his favourable option. That's the option that he wants. He is the team that we want. So I'm excited to see if he does want to join United. I think he would. And again, it shows, listen, United are in we're in our worst points that we have been in a while, finishing 15th in the Premier League. But the fact that we've attracted two players already in Cunha and Mbeumo that have been heavily linked to Champions League clubs is a testament to kind of how big United is. I think on SESKO again, Watkins is still there in the background, but SESKO is the main priority that United are going for at this current moment. There's no doubt. I think obviously it said there United are happy with the amount of Prem experience now we have in the attack. I think the main thing that we have enough Premier League proven attack, so that's why we can go for SESKO. The thing that worries me about SESKO is he's not a similar profile to Højlund in terms of ability, but he's the similar age. He'd be a similar sort of region of price. And I just think it's a big risk. As I said, I'll support him if he does come in, and I think he does have the quality to be a top player. And I think each player is different. I don't think you can compare SESKO and Højlund. They are similar ages, but that's really about it. But again, I'm excited to see what SESKO does when he will come in. He's going to have Premier League experience around him. I think he'll have time to settle in. You could potentially see games where you get a Cunha or an Mbeumo, or even a Xerxes played in that 9 position to give him time to settle. But he certainly is an option, and United are heavily linked to him. Now, the next thing, there's a feeling from Cunha and Mbeumo, all the other senior wings, that Anthony is a good fit in the system, despite the winger pushing for a move. I mean, that is something interesting. I mean, could Anthony stay? I don't think he will. I think his exit is pretty much certain. Sancho and Garnacho are likely to be permanent exits. Anthony is 50-50. If Betis is the only option, they get that done later in the window. United will celebrate an approach for Saudi. Obviously, we've seen, remember last week that Saudi are interested in signing Anthony. Do I think that will happen? No, I don't think so. I think Betis does seem like the most likely destination at the moment. Again, I feel as it said there, and I felt this as well, Sancho and Garnacho will be permanent. I think you'll be able to get 20 million for Garnacho, 20 mil for Sancho, maybe 30, 40 for Garnacho. Anthony is always going to be very difficult, so I think he could go on loan. I think that could be something that does happen, whether that's Betis, whether that's Saudi, whether that's a different club. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But the next thing, goalkeeper talks. Now, United were in talks with both Lemons and Martinez, and again couldn't decide on the proven Premier League player or the youngster with potential. The Donnarumma links are just rumours. They could be a strategy from the goalkeeper to gain leverage and media coverage, which again I did mention earlier. United, just putting United's name out there does always gain traction. Again, there's been a lot of reports. I think it was the Telegraph and obviously Fjordhoff from Germany saying that United are linked with, and talks have begun with Donnarumma. You have the sign of Ben Jacobs, Fabrizio Romano saying there are no talks, so we'll have to see what happens there. But that's just a quick update on the goalkeeper situation. United are still unsure really on who to sign. Do they want an experienced keeper? Do they want a more younger and up-and-coming keeper? I think once they decide, you'll be able to understand. Now, in terms of midfield, let's have a conversation. Amorim likes Ugarte, mainly prefers to sign a new deal, and Casemiro is still at the club, so departure might need to happen for a new midfielder to come in. And Didi, Hudgmoland and Onyeka aren't looking likely this window, so I don't think we're going to sign one of them three. The one that we've all been looking for is Baleba. There are no advantages in the Baleba deal due to Brighton's valuation being too high. Baleba is not desperate for a move. Brighton are considering him. Brighton are keen to keep him. However, it could be a conversation to consider in around 12 months' time. So, listen, on the midfield situation, I think we do need a midfielder. I think a midfielder position that we need a lot. But again, I don't think Casemiro, Ugarte or Manu are going to leave. I mean, the one most likely, I would say, is Casemiro. It's looking like Manu's going to sign a new deal. Ugarte ain't going. So if it is going to be anyone, it's Casemiro. But where do you get rid of Casemiro to? Is it Saudi? That's like the only club that's really been, not the only club, but the only league, the Saudi league, that has been interested in signing him. Again, as I said, if you do get rid of Casemiro, that does open doors. Who do you bring in? I've seen Palhinha, he's been linked to Spurs. Ederson maybe, someone on loan. Again, but I think we do need a midfield, and Baleba, Broughton, they would be the two dream choices, but they ain't going to happen this window. But listen, that's been the latest update. Some interesting stories there. SESKO, obviously we had earlier that Højlund wants to stay at Manchester United, so we'll see what develops with that. SESKO, again, he has chosen United. We know how much the price is going to be, around £69 million. United are heavily interested. We